Hello, I'm going to give my nice client here a facial, right? Zoom in for me, please. You see all these spots on his face, these wrinkles, right? This is what I'm treating, and I'm using natural products. So what I'm using is potato, nutmeg, skin meal, lasco, olive oil, and honey, right? As I go along, you will see the procedure. Please click subscribe and ask any question that you want to ask. All right, and I'll put a link and a note to tell you what all of these products is good for. Or should I say are good for? Okay. So what I'm doing now is just cleansing his face. Remember, I always said that it's best to cleanse the face first, because once you start steaming, that outer layer, the bacteria that is out there will go inside the pores, and you don't want that, so you have to cleanse the air first, right? So I'm rubbing on the cleansing cream now. Okay, so now I'm gonna apply the scrub, which the scrub is made from potato and nutmeg. I know it tastes like, it smells like you can eat it, but don't eat it, okay? And if you notice, I'm hesitant in manipulating it over the face, because I'm trying to put it where the spot is, because to get the best result out of any natural product, it's best if you can steam it on the face. And if you realize that it's not holding, you can use a gauze. In this instance, I'm not using a gauze, but if you want just to hold it onto the face, especially if you're giving your own self, you buy the gauze and you wrap it around your face and soak it in the product and leave it for a while. Lie down if possible, or lean back. Okay, I know you always see me use the milk to make mask, but this mask now with the milk is going to be a little different. So while this is on the face for about 15 minutes, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing with the mask. So you know, with the potato, it comes with a lot of juice, right? So I'm using the potato juice. I'm using the potato juice instead of water to mix the Lasco. Well, the milk is actually not the regular Lasco, it's skim milk Lasco. Right, so when I leave this mask on his face to tighten up all those wrinkles that you see on his face, when I use this mask while the potato is there, it also helps to nourish his skin, take away fine lines and spots, and even his skin tone also. And as I said, I will put a note to show you what and what the potato is good for. So I finished make the mask. So the mask is ready as soon as I finish steaming the face, right? And remember, as I said, even though you want to scrub the face, what I do is leave the mask on and steam it with it and then scrub it. Make sure, say, you know, all the dirt come out of his pores. I try to go down to the neck area, because it don't make any sense that you do the face and the neck area have the same issues and you know, you don't pay attention to it. So I'm gonna cover his eyes because what happened, this product, once the heat go on it, it will melt, and I don't want it to get into his eyes. So while steaming, I'm gonna cover his eyes to help the product from not running. Especially with honey, you know that honey, once heat get it, it melts and it break down to water. So it's not sticking. So I wet around here, so you know, eye area. Not anything to damage yourself. Right? So now I'm going to go with the steamer. And please remember, when steaming the face, if you know the client is not a regular client and not going to come back to you, avoid giving an intense steaming, because what happens when you give an intense steaming, you go deep down into the pores and the client need to come back for it within at least a week or 2 weeks, especially if they didn't do facial in a long time, to have a next facial, right? Because you can't get out everything, but once you get out that part that is clogging up the pores, everything underneath is going to come up, right? So if you give that deep steam, they will realize that the face looking funny after 2 days, and they'll think that the facial make my face worse, but it's not really worse, it make it worse. It's because everything that was clogging up the pores at the beginning for them to sweat out lie under way deep down into the skin. So once you take off that top part, what will happen, it will start come up and they'll think that something is wrong right there, and then they should come for a next facial so you can get rid of all the blackhead or whitehead right away. I'm going to ask my client if the steamer is too much. Is it too much? You can nod your head. It's okay? Sure it's okay? Not burning you? A bit hot. Look a bit hot? Okay, so let me just ease up. And if they don't use the steamer for a while, you have to ask them these questions, because the skin don't get used to it. And especially if they have thin skin, they'll feel the heat quicker than anybody else. So when they get used to the steamer, if they ever come for a facial and you don't use the steamer, they cry, man, they want it. It's like help relaxes the muscles. You know, it not only open the pores for you to clean, it help to relax and detoxify the skin. And you can put a little baking soda in the water or salt to really deep cleanse the water, or vinegar before the water that is in the steamer that bring out the steam. That's what you can put in the water, or you can just leave it like that. But if I'm treating acne, I normally put vinegar in the water or salt. The same product, the scrub, I don't clean it off, I just use it to manipulate the face like this, right? And always do the movement in the way the bone grow. And remember, it's 14 bones, main bones make up the face, so you want to make sure that you don't let them strain to a different position, giving the client more wrinkles than what they come to you with. And even though you're doing a skin treatment with using natural product, it's kind of supposed to still feel relaxed after you finish. So I removed the scrub. So now I make the paste using the potato and the lasco to make this paste that I'm going to use for the mask. Right? I don't know, I'm not using that phone, it makes sounds. So even though it's a mask, it will treat the face, not just tighten up the skin. It will treat the skin just the same. So I'm going to leave this for 15 minutes. You can leave it up to 25 minutes, depends on the result that you want. And this is why I like using natural products, because I can go all the way up to the eyelid here. It's not going to do any harm. And I like to use my hand to manipulate the products onto the client, but then you can go ahead and use a spatula like what I'm doing now. And on most of my video you see I use my hand. Now I'm using a spatula, so you can go ahead. And this is a disposable. Once after I finish, I throw it away. Use a different one. Well, I use it to mix the product and everything, you know. Try to get as much use for the same client, and I throw it away. Alright, so just want to make sure this is all over. Please remember, you could just use the potato juice alone if you're having difficulty, but because this have more than one treatment and it works together, as I said, I'll leave a note to tell you why I mix these three together. Alright, so we're going to leave this for 15 minutes and cleanse it off and give it my mild massage using olive oil. I use olive oil because olive oil nourishes the skin and softens the skin and let it feel very smooth, and also with no allergic reaction. So that's why I use olive oil for this treatment. Some facial I will use like um, baby oil or carrot oil. Okay, this is what the paste look like when it's dry. Right, this is what it looks like when it's dry. All right, so it actually dry with a peel, right, like it's peeling the skin. Right, so I'm gonna remove it now, and then after I remove it I'm gonna give him the massage. It's hydrogen solution just to make sure don't leave any bacteria on the client. And take out the excess oil. Okay, remember this bright spot that was here? Notice you hardly see them anymore? Just look how pale it is, right? Let's look on its face now. You can sit up. You can sit up. Pause. So look, if you don't see that it have less wrinkles than what it have before. Remember, this is the first treatment, so by coming and coming it will go away. Even his eye bag, less wrinkles is there now, right? So yeah,